Ethiopia is the cradle of mankind and home to Lucy, the 4 million-year-old ancestor of all of us. The Awash Valley has immense paleoanthropological and archaeological resources. In this regard, the Middle Awash, Hadar, Gona, Dikdika, Busidima and Melka Kuntura are the highlights. The Awash Valley contains the oldest hominid remains that date back at least 5 million years. It also provides evidence of the genus Homo sapiens and lithic or stone tool technology. Africa has 39 World Heritage Sites. Ethiopia has numerous cultural, historical and archaeological sites, of which 10 have been designated World Heritage Sites by UNESCO. This video takes us through the list of Ethiopia's World Heritage Sites. Let us begin our tour. Aksum is referred to as the cradle of Ethiopian civilization because much of Ethiopia's recorded history originates from it. Aksum was the capital of the Aksumite kingdom and served as the political and religious center of Ethiopia. It still holds a considerable symbolic role for the Ethiopian Church. During its long history, Aksum greatly contributed to the study of Ethiopian history and has been a repository of tremendous archaeological and historical treasures, including the stelae, the rock tombs, temples, palaces, and thrones carved from stone. The fact that it also hosts the original Ark of the Covenant, which is kept in the Church of St. Mary of Zion, as well as the ruins of the Palace of the Queen of Sheba, adds to the historical significance of Aksum. The rock-hewn churches of Lalibela, northern Ethiopia. These churches were designated a World Heritage Site in 1978. What makes these churches unique is their method of construction. 11 churches were literally carved out of a huge monolithic stone. According to a legendary account, King Lalibela was instructed by God to build the churches. The churches are not just historical monuments. They have been serving as places of worship since they were built in the 12th century. One of the earliest Europeans who visited the Lalibela churches was Portuguese priest Francisco Alvarez, who was astounded by what he saw and wrote the following: "I weary of writing more about these buildings, because it seems to me that I shall not be believed if I write more. I swear by God in whose power I am that all I have written is the truth." its heyday in the 17th and 18th centuries, the historic town of Gondar was the seat of the Ethiopian Empire. The 6 graceful castles in the palace compound, built by successive kings of the time, bear testimony to Gondar's grandeur and architectural prowess. The castles were built from local stone within the fortified royal compound, measuring about 70,000 square meters. The 12 symbolic gates to the palace compound have various names and represent the 12 apostles of Jesus Christ. The Simien Mountains National Park, located in northwestern Ethiopia, is a site of spectacular mountainous scenery. Its scenic value, it is probably the most rugged mountain range in Africa, also forms the backbone of the concept for conservation of the area. The existence of unique wildlife, such as the Walia ibex and the Gelada baboon, and its breathtaking views make the park an impressive destination. Harar is a fortified historic town in southeastern Ethiopia. It has been a major commercial centre linking African and Islamic trade routes. It has been recognised by UNESCO as an inland urban settlement with a distinct architectural character and social organisation, which is unique in the Eastern African region. It is sometimes considered the 4th holiest city of Islam, with 82 mosques and 102 shrines. The walled city of Harar is characterized by a maze of narrow alleyways with a perimeter wall surrounding it. The Konso cultural landscape properties include the traditional stone walls, palatia, the ward system, kanta, mora, the cultural space, the generation pole, walaita, the dry stone terracing practices, kabata, the burial markers, waka, and other living cultural practices, which are the reasons why the Konso cultural landscape is listed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Tia is a megalithic site located about 80 kilometers south of Addis Ababa, in the Sodo area, on the road to Butajira. The local people claim that the monuments were the grave markers of the soldiers of Ahmed Granye, dating the site to the 16th century. The Tia monuments belong to one of 160 megalithic stone sites in the Sodo region. There are more than 45 standing monuments in Tia. The latest UNESCO inscription of Ethiopia's World Heritage involves what is known as an intangible heritage. In September 2014, UNESCO conferred World Heritage status on the Meskel celebrations. Every year on the 27th of September, Ethiopia celebrates the colourful Meskel holiday, which commemorates the unearthing of the true Holy Cross of Christ. Meskel festivities feature both religious and cultural aspects. In the capital, Addis Ababa, where Meskel is celebrated most colourfully, hundreds of thousands of people from diverse communities converge at Meskel Square. The celebrations reach a crescendo with the torching of a bonfire by the Patriarch of the Ethiopian Orthodox Church. Meskel is celebrated nationwide, and participants are believed to receive spiritual rewards from the celebration and blessings from the Holy Cross. The festival is also a time when families get together and migrant workers return home. reunions that result in the inflow of money, information and new ideas from urban centres to rural areas. Prior to the celebration, personal quarrels and social disagreements must be resolved. In this way, Meskel is an occasion for Ethiopians to promote their spiritual life through reconciliation, social cohesion and peaceful coexistence.